When you think of Toyota, what comes to mind? Probably something reliable like the Camry or Corolla, or maybe a legend like the Supra. These are cars that have defined Toyota's brand identity over the decades. The Camry and Corolla are known for their bulletproof reliability, low maintenance costs, and no-nonsense practicality, while the Supra captured the hearts of car enthusiasts everywhere with its powerful performance and tuner-friendly potential. But what if I told you there was a quirky, futuristic car from Toyota that barely anyone outside of Japan has ever heard of? Buckle up, because today we're diving deep into one of Toyota's most unique and forward-thinking creations, the Toyota Sera. Now, the Sera isn't your average compact hatchback. In fact, it might just be one of the most unconventional cars Toyota has ever produced. And that's saying a lot for a company that gave us the MR2 and the Previa. Produced from 1990 to 1996, the Toyota Sera was sold exclusively in Japan and never made it to international markets, despite being one of the coolest cars you'll never see driving down your street. So why didn't it make the cut for a global release? That's part of what makes this car so intriguing. Let's start with the design, because honestly, that's the first thing anyone notices about the Sera. This car looks like it drove straight out of a sci-fi movie. If you've ever wanted a car that's as futuristic as the 80s imagined it would be, then this is it. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement. First of all, let's talk about those butterfly doors. You heard that right, butterfly doors. Not gull wing, not scissor, but butterfly. These things open forward and upward in a unique arc, which makes getting in and out a bit of a spectacle every time you're in a parking lot. Now, let's shift our attention to the Sera's most iconic feature, the roof. The roof of the Toyota Sera might make you feel like you're piloting a spaceship. It's got this stunning, all-glass canopy that curves seamlessly into the windshield and side windows. It gives the car an open, airy feel that's almost panoramic. It's as much about the experience as it is about the aesthetic. And yes, there's even an option for a twin removable roof panel, which makes the Sera the perfect car to take out on a sunny day. Not that you'll see too many of those in Japan, given the whole rain every 5 minutes thing, but hey, it's a nice thought. And believe it or not, despite that expansive glass roof, Toyota was actually mindful of the car's occupants baking in the sun. The glass came with ultraviolet and infrared filtering to help manage heat and glare. You even got special sun visors that could fold in all sorts of ways to accommodate the unique angles of the windshield. This wasn't just some gimmick. Toyota engineered it thoughtfully. But don't think it's all just about looks. Underneath that gorgeous exterior lies a surprisingly capable engine for its size. The Toyota Sera was equipped with a 1.5-liter inline-4 engine, specifically the 5e-FHE, a high-performance version of the 5e series. We're talking about only 104 horsepower and 132 foot-pounds of torque. No, it's not going to set lap records at the Nürburgring, but for a lightweight compact car, it offered enough zip to make driving fun, especially when paired with the 5-speed manual transmission. You also had the option of a 4-speed automatic if that's more your vibe. Whether you wanted that extra control of rowing your own gears or preferred to kick back and cruise, the Sera had you covered. It's front-wheel drive, so don't expect tail-happy antics, but it's still a nimble little car. It handles corners with confidence, and the low-slung profile makes it feel grounded. The suspension setup was standard McPherson struts in the front and a trailing torsion beam in the rear. Not exactly groundbreaking, but it got the job done efficiently. And just in case you're wondering about braking, yep, it's got vented discs in the front and drums in the rear. Not the fanciest setup, but for the car's lightweight and power level, it's more than adequate. You could even add an ABS option if you wanted to go a little extra with safety. Not that you'll need it on your weekend coffee run, but it's good to have. And let's not forget, the Sera shares a lot of its mechanical DNA with the Toyota Paseo and Starlet, so it's not entirely foreign in the Toyota family. That means parts availability, while not amazing, is still manageable, especially if you know your way around JDM imports. Inside the Sera, it's not just about style, it's about making the most of every inch of space. This 3-door hatchback coupe might seem small, but the interior is surprisingly practical. It's got front bucket seats with 3-point seatbelts, and even the rear seats come with a fixed central armrest. Sure, it's tight back there, but you can fold those rear seats down to open up more cargo space if you need to haul some stuff. The interior styling echoed the futuristic vibes of the exterior with a clean dashboard layout, a sporty 3-spoke steering wheel, and available features like air conditioning, power windows, and a CD player. Pretty high-end for a compact car of the early 90s. You could also find some interesting cloth patterns depending on which version you got. Toyota definitely didn't phone it in with this interior. It's a fun, funky space that still holds up in terms of charm. So, let's talk about the Sera's production history. The car was available in 3 phases, each one refining and improving upon the last. In Phase 1, from 1990 to 1991, Toyota produced the majority of Sera models, about 12,000 units. This version came in 6 exterior colors and featured a beige or grayish-blue interior. Phase 2, from 1991 to 1992, saw only 2,300 units produced, and these models came with different seat materials and pastel seat patterns that are very 90s in the best way possible. Moving into Phase 3, Toyota made some serious upgrades, including including revised engine components, side impact beams, optional airbags, an LED brake light, and stronger door struts to hold up those now famous butterfly doors. And as if this car wasn't already cool enough, the Toyota Sera was one of the first production cars in the world to feature projector headlights. That's right, projector headlights in 1990. Imagine being a car enthusiast back then and seeing those for the first time. It would probably blow your mind. And if you think that's impressive, the Phase 1 Sera even came with a bayonet-style fuel filler cap. The Phase 2? They upgraded it to a screw-type filler cap. Progress, right? It's the little things. The car's production was limited, with only 15,941 built and just 15,852 registered in Japan. That means you won't see too many of these cars on the road today, especially outside of Japan. Which is a shame because this car definitely deserves to be appreciated by more than just a niche crowd of enthusiasts. It's a rare example of Toyota letting its design team run wild, and the result was something genuinely special. So now, let's get to the real question. Why should you care about the Toyota Sera? Well, aside from the fact that it's a quirky and fascinating piece of Toyota history, this car offers a glimpse into an alternate timeline, a what-if scenario where compact cars didn't all have to be bland beige boxes. Toyota was ahead of its time with the Sera, creating a vehicle that looked like it was straight out of the 80s vision of the future, only to see it fade into obscurity after a short production run. Is it fast? No, not really. Is it practical? Kind of, but not in the traditional sense. You're not going to be hauling lumber or packing 5 adults comfortably in the Sera. But is it fun? Absolutely. The Toyota Sera is a car that makes you feel something when you see it, whether it's admiration for its boldness or a sense of nostalgia for a time when car manufacturers dared to take risks. You won't find many cars with the charm and uniqueness of the Sera, and if you can get your hands on one today, you'll have a rare gem of automotive history in your garage. But here's the real kicker. This car is still affordable. For a piece of 90s Toyota goodness with butterfly doors, projector headlights, and a glass roof, the Sera doesn't break the bank like some other rare classics. You might even be able to import one under the 25-year rule if you're in the United States. Japan has long been a treasure trove for enthusiasts willing to do the paperwork, and the Sera is one of those special finds that can still be had without taking out a second mortgage. And because it shares parts with more common Toyotas, maintenance isn't a nightmare either. Owning a Toyota Sera isn't just about driving, it's about the experience. It's about showing up to a meet and having people ask, "What is that?" It's about rolling down the street and turning heads. Not because you're loud or flashy, but because you're driving something genuinely unique. It's about appreciating a time when automakers experimented a little more and gave us cars that weren't just transportation, they were art, culture, and expression all rolled into one. And speaking of classics, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Toyota Sera, stick around. There's a whole world of forgotten cars, cult favorites, and underappreciated gems just waiting to be explored. Whether you're into 90s Japanese imports, oddball European hatchbacks, or sleeper sedans, there's something out there with your name on it. Hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. Catch you in the next one.